Is a very warm welcome to Arihant Online Academy, and here in this session we will try to discuss the concept of cache memory, right? So basically cache memory is very important part of the computer architecture and organization, and in every exam of CSIT, whether it is GATE, UGC NET or any kind of CSIT exam, the one or two question from cache memory is definitely fixed. Basically they are asked in the form of numericals, but in NET or other exams they can ask you logical theoretical type questions. So we will try to cover our syllabus according to all exams, so that if you are preparing for any kind of CSIT exam you can get complete knowledge of cache memory. And we will also discuss it because of your engineering syllabus also, so the engineering students who might be learning this, so that they can also grasp the complete concept according to their syllabus as well, right? So we will try to combine all the concepts here according to all the parameters, right? So please watch the video until the end. It will require some kind of patience, but I hope at the end of the session you will get complete concept of cache memory here. And in our upcoming sessions we will try to explore cache memory with some more parameters. Right now here our main concern will be on what is cache memory and why cache memory is being used in computer. So before starting it, I am requesting you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon button, and also like our video, so that it will motivate us to provide some more lectures for you in future, and we will try to provide you quality lectures in our upcoming sessions also. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share it with your friends as well. Now let's start. You can understand cache memory it like cache memory is basically if it discuss it in the terms of memories, then it is a high speed memory. It is high speed memory. And why it is used? It is used to synchronize memory parts, or it is used to synchronize between all other memory peripherals. Let it understand like that. Suppose it is your CPU. It is a CPU, central processing unit. Then here it comes your cache memory. It is your cache memory. Okay. Then if you will talk about, then it is your main memory, or you can also say that primary memory. Okay. And here it comes to secondary memory. Okay. Now there is a link between them. How? CPU can talk to cache memory. CPU can as well talk directly with main memory. Cache memory can take the related element of main memory in it, and it can also take elements from cache memory. Main memory is also related to secondary memory, and secondary memory is linked to main memory, like that. Now suppose CPU is working, right? Now if CPU is working, a CPU have suppose 10 to the power minus 14 second. Suppose it is the performance unit of the CPU. Then to perform a task, suppose it is taking 10 to the power minus 14 second. But main memory here, it will somewhat slow because of its configuration. So suppose it is taking 10 to the power minus 8 second to fetch that detail or fetch that element. So for getting information, CPU is performing 10 to the power minus 14 per second, but main memory is performing 10 to the power minus 8 second. And suppose secondary memory is taking 10 to the power minus 4 second. We are just assuming that data. It is not up to the parameter, but we are just assuming that data for the concern of understanding the concept of cache memory. Now, to make synchronization between complete computer peripheral, to make the synchronization between all these complete computer peripherals, cache memory is here. Further, here also one more memory, you can say that it is a register. It is a register. So if you make the levels of the memory here, then you can say that register is basically level 1 memory, cache memory is level 2, Main memory is at level 3 and secondary memory is at level 4. Okay. Now suppose register is much have higher speed to perform rather than cache memory, but the problem with the register here is that register have register can store only few elements due to shortage of memory, but cache memory can store few more instructions, means it can hold some programs, we can say that. Now suppose we want to fetch any element from the main memory, then in doing the task to fetching the memory element directly from the main memory, it is performing with the speed of 10 to the power minus 14 per second, whereas main memory is performing 10 to the power minus 8 per second. So it will somewhere cause somewhat difficulties, isn't it? Because it is performing with very high speed, whereas it is performing with very lesser speed. So to make synchronization between CPU and memory, we need some other memory which we have named with cache memory. Now what cache memory will do? Suppose we want to fetch any element, then to fetch that element from main memory, cache will store few instructions in it, and CPU can directly fetch that instruction if it is present in cache memory directly from the cache memory. So ultimately how it will work, CPU have registers in it, register is very higher aspect of memory, it is very higher speed than cache memory, then cache memory is there, cache memory is also faster memory, but it is somewhat slower than registers. Main memory is somewhat slower than cache memory, and secondary memory is somewhat lower than main memory. We have talked this in the terms of their speed and performance. So what cache memory will do now, cache memory, whenever we will require any element, so CPU will first ask that element from the cache memory. If cache memory have that element, then it will directly give that element to CPU, but if it do not have that element, then it will fetch it from the main memory, and main memory will put that element into the cache memory, and further cache memory will do that to the CPU. Suppose our element does not exist in the main memory, then at that time same concept of cache memory here used, that will be fetched from the secondary memory, but here that term is called as paging. We will explore paging later on, right? So paging will be there, so that element will not present in main memory, so main memory will main memory will fetch that element from the secondary memory, and this we will called as a paging. We will discuss it up later. Then paging, after this task, this will be supplied to here, and then later then element will be given to the CPU. So it is the complete concept of cache memory. So basically what cache memory is doing here, cache memory is basically synchronizing, and you can say that cache memory here basically synchronizing or normalizing. You can basically say that it is normalizing. What it is doing, it is normalizing the time of performance, isn't it? It is normalizing the time of performance for the whole computer system. So for this normalization, basically if all the instructions will be there on the register, then the time consumption will be very lesser, but it is not possible because of the higher cost of the registers, and cache memory is somewhat also higher cost than main memory, and main memory will have somewhat higher cost than secondary memory. So you can say that, na sir, all the instructions we can store in the cache memory itself, so that the time requirement will be very lesser, but in that procedure the cost of complete computer will be more. To reduce cost of complete computer's memory along with its performance, if we store all it in the cache memory, then complete cost of the computer will be increases a lot. So anybody can't purchase that computer, no? But we require computer that can be accessible to all the people. So what we can do, we can do normalization. So to do normalization in respect of cost, in respect of speed, in respect of performance, okay, CPU uses cache memory. I hope it is clear to you. There is somewhat difficulties in writing on this pad, so I will try it from next lecture to write it very clearly, as I can understand that there is some kind of problem actually in writing pad itself. So I will try to configure it with some technical issues, and I will later try on to modify and improve this pad, right, and writing. So I hope for the concept of cache memory is clear to you till now. Now there is a cache hit. Some terms you need to understand here. One is cache hit. What is cache hit? However, we will discuss it later also. But cache hit is if the requirement, suppose there is a requirement of element 1 here. Suppose there is a requirement of some data element, and if it is found in cache memory, then it is called as cache hit. What is cache hit? If your requirement element is found in the cache memory, then it is called as cache hit. But suppose there is a requirement element which is not found in this cache memory. It might exist in main memory or it might exist in secondary memory, but it is not just existed in cache memory. Then such kind of thing here is called as cache miss. So cache miss is your element is not found in cache memory, then that is called as cache miss. And if your element is found in cache memory, then it is called as cache hit. Then the next one is hit latency. What is hit latency? Hit latency, here it is a term. Suppose you require an element and which is found on cache memory. So the time taken by, so total time taken to access that element from cache memory is called as hit latency. So hit latency is total time taken to get that element from cache memory. It is called as hit latency. And same here is with the page. Here is a page fault. Here some terms are there which we will also discuss later, but here page fault. Page fault is nothing but if your element is found in here in the main memory, then you can say that it is a page hit. And page fault is suppose your element is not found in here, then you can say that page fault. And some more take directories and some more concept as here we will discuss it later, right, whenever the requirement of this terms will be there. But here for just your understanding the related terminologies I have discussed here. So I thought the complete concept of cache memory and cache hit, cache miss and hit latency is getting by you, right? So how it can be asked in our examinations of GATE, NET, other exams, we will discuss it in our next lectures, right? So it is very basics, the intro of cache memory, that how cache memory basically works. So I hope it is understandable by you. Further, if you have any kind of concepts or if you need to if you have any kind of doubts or query, please comment us and I will try to solve that as well. Thank you so much guys, have a nice day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.